A&M's going to be at 3. I think it should be at 2, Cato. It's not my rankings, though. It's the committee's rankings. You blow out Missouri. And say what you want about Missouri with a freshman quarterback. That was obviously a big part of the game. But that front seven, I think for Missouri, is pretty solid. A&M ran roughshod all over them. I don't see a world where A&M is dropping out of the top 3, and I think this is also pretty cut and dry when it comes to these first 3 teams.
I love the Aggies, man. I know I kind of picked them on this show to be the team that could win the national championship, not named Ohio State. 3 straight wins for these guys, road stretch, 38-17 win at Missouri. The offense was balanced. The defense made Matt Zollers look like the freshman he is. We didn't preview them playing South Carolina, where I feel like you would probably get more into this, but
Sure.
How would you go about trying to attack or game plan against this team on either side of the ball, really? Like it just looks like tough sledding. I'm curious how you would go about it. If you were a South Carolina, a Texas, a playoff team playing A&M, what do you do?
I think you got to be able to throw the football is the first thought. Like I go back to what Notre Dame was able to do against A&M, and in my mind's eye, I see a couple of shots downfield where even when they didn't connect, they had a couple of plays where A&M got a little bit handsy. Now is that just, hey, early on in the year, you're getting used to playing actual college football games with real referees in that spot? Maybe that's that officiating crew's call. I don't know. You got to be able to challenge downfield, and then you got to be able to limit the overall touches for playmakers, which is different than taking away a receiver downfield, as you well know, Cato. Like to take away how do you take away the screen game?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you do that. And then if you do that effectively, are you able to also cover the back end effectively? I don't think so. And there's so many different ways for A&M to get you. So I'm not really answering your question very well, but I think the point I'm trying to make is you have to hope for an off day from Marcel Reed or get him off his pivot, and then you have to be able to push the football downfield to mellow out that A&M defense and ideally force A&M to press a little bit scoring-wise. It's a tall task, man. It's a reason why I think you picked them to win the whole darn thing when you picked them in the midseason, rather.
Yeah, and that's part of the framing for the question. It's like this team, when they are firing on all cylinders, they have no weaknesses, and more often than not, they haven't. So it's a tough thing. Like you can try to get the ball out of their hands of their playmakers, but they can run the ball. They're not great defending the run, and Missouri even showed some of that with the running backs they had in there.
Yeah.
But even still, like you got to cash in on your opportunities. You have to play really good on third down to beat this team, and we talked about it. Like Marcel has some highs and lows in every game. He makes some throws where like, what are you doing, man? He's limited those, but I feel like trying to force him into some of those is just so much easier said than done when him and Colin Klein are seemingly just sharing a brain right now and everything's firing on all cylinders. So curious to see if anyone slows them down the regular season, but really excited for this team in the postseason for sure.
I like that, sharing a brain.
It's half and half, man. It feels like their offense is just half his brain, half the other brain. There's a couple teams like that, I feel like, with the quarterback and the coordinator. I think we're about to talk about one right here as well.
Yeah, man. I think the Marcel Reed, Colin Klein bond is very strong from a football perspective, and I also appreciate that they just don't seem to ever be overly excited about any of their wins. Like they're pretty much business as usual. Yeah, we expect to win. We didn't play well enough here, and here, says Mike Elko. We'll move forward. Very reminiscent of a specific coach that used to coach in Tuscaloosa, whose name is escaping me, Nicholas something.